The time has come for the Giants to dig deep and find out what they're made of. And while the celebrations of the past are fresh in the memory of every Giants fan, this year's team will need to make their own memories, and there's no better time to start than right now. Giants, Pirates, next. Day baseball here at the corner of 3rd and King as we get ready to wrap up this 3-game series, Giants and Pirates. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, it's a quick turnaround for the Giants after losing a tough game last night, but that's baseball. And now you get back on the horse and see if you can pick up a win after really 2 tough games.
Well, and a lot of it is going to depend on Matt Cain, who's coming off really one of his worst starts when you consider that he was not able to really command the fastball, which is his strength. Now, that'll be a key today. Cain needs to give this team a chance to win. He needs to throw some early zeros on the board. He needs to take some pressure off the offense. They're not getting the big key hit. The offense, in turn, they're going to have to come up with that big hit today, the one that has been so elusive. And really, those are the things that we hope to see today because they need to turn this around.
All right, Span is not in the lineup. Blanco is. Nunez is in the leadoff spot. All right, should be fun today here at the Yard. Stay tuned. We'll take you to our CSN Bay Area studios for an update, and we'll do that right after this.
area is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Taste the all-new Jack's Brewhouse Bacon Burger today at Jack in the Box. Limited time only at participating restaurants. And by Toyota. Hurry in for Toyota's annual clearance event to get an incredible deal on the 2016 Toyota you want before they're gone. Toyota, let's go places.
Here we are back at the ballpark at AT Park. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous Wednesday afternoon for baseball.
And it's time for our T-Mobile Game Changer. We go back to April 13, 2012. That's when the Giants opened up their season against the Pirates. And on the hill was Matt Cain. And how good was he that day? He was spectacular. 9-inning complete game shutout. One hitter, struck out 11. And the only base runner was a 2-out single by the Pirates pitcher, James McDonald. And that was in the top of the sixth. Giants would win that game 5-0. And that is our T-Mobile Game Changer.
So Giants are hoping for something close to that here today to break this 3-game losing streak. When we come back, we will have the lineups and the first pitch right after this. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is now open every day. 65 degrees here at the Yard. You have light winds, humidity at 75%, and it is a bit hazy. Let's take a look at the lineup for the Pirates. It'll be Josh Hairston followed by Starling Marte, and he's been good on the road. McCutchen, Polanco, and Freese. John Jaso, he's going to hit. He will hit 6th, and then it's Mercer. Eric Fryer, our first look at Fryer, and then Ivan Nova will pitch and hit 9th.
On the hill today for the Giants will be the big right-hander, Matt Cain. Cain's 6'3", 230-pounder. He's 31 years of age. And for Cain, he's in his 11th year at the big league level. This is what he has done in 16 starts, 4-7 with a 5.47 ERA. 62 strikeouts in 79 innings. He's going to come at you at a low 90s fastball. that when it's right, he'll be able to pitch on all sides of the strike zone. He'll also cut the fastball. He's got a curveball and a changeup. Lifetime against these Pirates, 3-2 with an outstanding 3.04 ERA. As the umpires get stretched out on an absolutely gorgeous Wednesday here in the city. The lights starting to feel like late summer. And what do you say we take a look at the Giants defense? Starting in their outfield from left to right, it's going to be Pagan, Blanco, and Pence, with Span getting a day off. Crawford, Nunez, they'll be on the left side of the infield. Panic and Bell will be on the right side. Buster Posey, day game after night game, you betcha he'll be in the squad putting down the signs. And right now it's time for our Nissan keys to the game. And we think the money hits got to improve. They have not been coming up with the one hit that breaks it open. They're setting the table. They just can't cash in. Today they need to get that money hit and cash in. And number 2, Kane, fastball command. His last outing, it was not up to par. He needs to shave those corners with the fastball. We'll watch that closely. Those are our Nissan keys to the game.
So here we go as Josh Harrison gets ready to stand in. We will say goodbye to the Pirates after the game and welcome in the New York Mets starting tomorrow night. So here's the first pitch of the ball game, and it's a fastball right down the heart of the plate. So we get started right on time at 12:45. Kane working quickly, throws, and there's a dribbler to first right there for Belt, and that's how this game gets started. So Hairston is retired, and here's Marte. The Pirates come in having won 3 straight. They took 2 out of 3 from the Dodgers, came here, and they're trying to do that. Actually, they're trying to sweep the Giants with a win today. They're 13.5 back of the Chicago Cubs, but very much involved in the wild card race. Marte hitting .316. He's got 7 home runs, 40 driven in. And a first pitch strike, and that's called by home plate umpire Doug Eddings. Winners, Malinsky and Foster on the bases.
Eddings, a low ball guy. He's got a pretty big zone. Good pitcher's ump. Good breaking ball ump.
We're going to foul back, 0-2. Kane, nothing but strikes so far. Marte with 3 hits in the series. With McCutchen on deck. And this is tapped foul right in the batter's box.
Meanwhile, out in the cove, Smile. I'm looking at the odds out there. I'm saying he's got it going.
Yeah, he owns the boat. 0-2 pitch. Fouled out of play. All strikes.
Little party out there on that yacht. I say they got it going. Perfect day for it. It really is. Couldn't be better.
It is nice and calm. Down low. 1-2. And the pitch is high. It's 2-2.
Always look to see fastball command. What's he got that particular day?
And Crawford's got it. So Marte hits it right on the line. 2 outs.
Yeah, he's got the Adam ball working. That's a good thing.
Yeah, sometimes that's better than having no hit stuff.
If you're going to have a good day, you're going to have a few Adam balls. That's just the deal.
Here's McCutchen at 246. And a breaking ball for a strike. Maybe not. That a fastball?
Yeah, that was a fastball.
My first clue was it was at 90.
It's hard. That's about where he's going to sit with his fastball.
Hey, it's dig him after a night game. All right. That was a breaking ball. And here's Buster Posey. And that's going to end the inning. Giants are coming up. And here's Bruce Bochy's lineup. A little change because Span is not in the lineup. It'll be Nunez to hit first, followed by Pagan, Belt, and then Buster Posey. Brandon Crawford will hit in the 5th slot, followed by Pence, and then Joe Panik. Joe starting to swing the bat. Blanco is going to hit 8th, and Matt Cain 9th.
On the hill today for these Pittsburgh Pirates will be Ivan Nova, and this is what he has done, combining his year with the Yankees and the Pirates. 9-6 with a 4.68 ERA. Nova, 29 years of age. He's a 6-year veteran. Giants saw him earlier this year in New York, and he absolutely dealt against him. And lifetime against the Giants, 1-0 with an 0.56 ERA. That's 2 career starts. So he has had some pretty good ownage on San Francisco.
Well, it may be that the guy that he's facing in the box, they were teammates.
Yeah, New York, no doubt.
So the pitch to Nunez is a strike. Nunez at 286, combined numbers with the Giants and the Twins. 13 home runs, 50 runs batted in. Chopped, foul, third base side.
Nice play by our ball dude down there on the left field side, Craig Lutz. Had a bib. Let's take a look at the Pirates defense starting in the outfield from left to right. It'll be Marte, McCutchen, and Polanco. They're outstanding. The best arms are on the corners. Mercer and Freese on the left side. Harrison and Jaso on the right side. Eric Fryer, he'll be in the squad putting down the signs. With Nova, you take your at bat, you're going to get a mid-90s fastball. He's also got a curveball, slider, and a changeup. And he'll throw everything at you.
In tight. If I remember right, the Giants did get some base runners on against Nova, but he just really pitched well in traffic.
You're right. They had opportunity. They didn't get the money hit.
And this is lifted to left, but moving back is Marte. And as the ball carries today, it's caught in front of the wall.
Take a look at how Ivan Nova will use his stuff. You can see a lot of fastballs. He likes it. And the curveball, slider, changeup, all pitches that he'll use. The curveball is his best specialty pitch. See the league hitting 214 against it. But that incidentally is what Nunez just hit, and he just missed it.
Here's Pagan at 291, 8 home runs. He's got 40 runs batted in. And he takes the pitch in tight. Pagan with 3 hits in the series. With Brendan Belt on deck. No overshift for Pagan. They usually save that for Belt, and there's a pitch down low, 2-0.
As a hitter, when you went from a night game to a day game, was there an adjustment for you?
I think guys enjoy it because, I mean, you can see the ball better during the day. Depending on if you went to bed at night. I mean, we played with some guys that chose not to do that, and they miraculously still did well during day games.
Yeah, I wonder how they did that.
2 balls and a strike. And a line drive in the left center field, a base hit. And Pagan's going to get a chance to stretch it for 2, and he will get into second base with a double.
Well, that extends the hitting streak. And we'll make that our forward right choice. Just a 2-seam fastball going away and going right with the location. Finding the opposite field gap. From a hitting instructor's perspective, that's about as good as it gets. And that's 15 games in a row now for Pagan, our forward right choice.
Here's Belt. Belt 3 for 6 lifetime against Nova. And he takes a strike. Belt had 3 hits on Monday, came back yesterday and went 0 for 3. He's got 14 home runs, 61 runs batted in. And another strike, and it's 0-2. Belt quickly finds himself in a hole. Got him. So Belt sees 3 pitches and he's retired.
And I don't think he saw the rotation on that ball at all. Hey, we're here. And the Gamer Babes are here.
Oh, that's nice of them.
Nice to be remembered. Thank you. They did some work on that thing.
Here's Posey. Buster had the only hit for the Giants with men in scoring position last night, and it came in the first inning. And he takes low. Giants were shut down after that, and maybe 1 or 2 hits with men in scoring position other than the Posey hit would have made the difference in the game last night. And he's got another hit up the middle. And here comes Pagan, and the Giants lead 1-0.
Such a great shot from behind home plate. We always talk about how hitters allow that ball to get in deep, and that's exactly what Posey did. Right back up the middle. It's just excellent back control. It's nice to get a good pitch to do something with, and that one has a little bit of hang time on that fastball middle in. So we thought that was be one of our keys, and the first money hit opportunity they get, they cash in.
Here's Crawford hitting .269. 1 for 7 in the series for Brandon Crawford. Rockies are throwing a hurting on the Nationals. My goodness. That game just started.
7-1 in the second.
In the dirt. Nice play by Fryer. It's 2-0.
If I'm not mistaken, all 7 of those Rockies runs were scored in the first inning.
Well, let's find out. You're right.
So Steven Strasburg does not like Coors Field.
Oh. Crawford drives it into the gap. That's hit into left center field. Posey's on the move, and they're going to wave him in. And here's the throw. It is late. And the Giants lead 2-0. Tell you what, the Pirates did just about everything right.
Another gapper, and it gets all the way out to the wall. Marte, the left fielder, has got one of the stronger arms in the game. Didn't have a chance to set his feet. Throws a changeup out to Jordy Mercer, who throws a one-hop seed, and Fryer, the catcher, Eric Fryer, almost pulls off a miraculous play. And Posey said, in regards to his lower back problems, he said, the only time it bothers me is when I'm running. It doesn't bother me to hit or to catch. And he is chugging here. And they're going to take a look at this. The replay review is presented by Xfinity.
Well, Buster said he did hit me on the arm.
This would be the revealing shot. You certainly can't tell from that shot. You can't see where his foot was on the plate. This is not coming back.
No, I'm shocked that they even looked at it. I mean, look, I'm assuming that this is going to stand, and if it does, you're done now.
You're absolutely right, till the 7th inning. They just replayed it here. And this is their last chance for. And I just don't think that there's anything that can overturn this. I would be shocked if this was overturned. One more look. We haven't seen this one. Safe. So Clint Hurdle rolling the dice, and I think Buster Posey thought that he may have been out. So he'll not be able to challenge until the 7th inning.
Here's Pence. And a breaking ball for a strike. Crawford credited with a double. His RBI is RBI number 72. And here's where you pile on if you can. Pence at 273. And it's a ball in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Nice block there by Eric Fryer.
Panic to follow. And a belt high strike. 1-2.
Hey, she brought her glove. Team USA.
Ready to go. 1-2.
Sitting there with their pops. Life is good.
Pence behind in the count, 1-2. And this is poked foul.
Good job of protecting the strike zone there.
These guys brought their gloves, and one of them came up with it. And the party begins.
Psyched.
The party begins. Pence goes around, and that is going to end the inning. So the Giants, they're on the board twice after one, 2-0.
Bay Area is brought to you by AAA. Get a free road trip day pack with a AAA insurance quote. Go to AAA.com/road trip or a AAA branch for details. Restrictions apply.
Giants with a 2-0 lead as Matt Cain goes out to face Gregory Polanco, and then David Freese, and then John Jaso. First pitch is wide. Polanco at 274. He hurt the Giants on Monday. Had 4 RBIs, hit a home run off of Matt Moore. There's a strike. It was kind of interesting that Monday night Polanco hit 8th. Tuesday night he hit cleanup. I guess if you hit a home run and knock in 4, you move up a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think they think of him as an 8th place guy. But he was really leaking oil coming in here. I mean, he didn't have much of a swing. He just hadn't been doing a whole lot. So 8th place seemed to be a pretty good motivator for Polanco. He found his stroke in this series. Denard Span a day out today.
Lifted to left for Pagan, and Pagan will navigate the bullpen and the bullpen mound, and he puts it away.
Well, Giants season tickets are currently sold out, but you can get on deck today for your 2017 season tickets with a $500 per seat non-refundable deposit and gain access to purchase all potential 2016 division home playoff games. Giants sales execs are standing by. Go to sfgiants.com/season and check it out. Or call them 972-2298, the 415 area code.
Here's David Freese. Just off the plate. Freese at 282, 11 home runs, 46 runs batted in. Then Hurdle moves Freese around. He moves Gong around. Just hit on the ground to Nunez, and Nunez to Belt. Gong is not in the lineup today. He's the guy that hit the home run to give the Pirates the lead late last night. So here's Jaso. Giants will play Jaso to pull. His usual stance where he will really start out exaggerated, but by the time the pitcher starts to come to the plate, he takes that right foot and it's right where it's supposed to be.
I like this guy's swing. Hey, Dad's here. Way to go, Dad.
I don't know. Dads and daughters at the yard. There's something about that.
Yeah, we're talking about you, Dad.
Yeah.
You did good.
Sorry.
Don't mess with Dad.
He gave us the stink eye.
Yeah. Got the teddy bear in the left arm. He's ready.
3-2 to Jaso. Down the left field line, and it is a foul ball. Maybe by the size of a ball.
That was close. That was close. But if you're Matt Cain, you're thinking that's a good sign. And Jaso doing what he does. I mean, if you pitch him one side of the plate, he's going to go that way. He'll take what you give him.
Foul off of Buster Posey. It remains 3-2. Got him. First strikeout for Cain. And it'll be Panic to hit first.
Against Texas. Visit calbears.com or call 800-GO-BEARS for tickets.
Giants scored 2 in the first inning. They lead 2-0. Here's Panic. And Joe Panic takes a strike. 246.
Oh,
Panic.
talk about heaven. Oh, yeah, go Giants. Got his cowbell and his pup.
So 2 quick strikes to Joe Panic.
Smile smooth.
Panic stays alive. You see those shots of the gentleman with his dog? I always wonder who's happier, man or beast.
Well, they look pretty happy, the two of them.
I'm saying beast. Man's got his ankles taped. Hit on the ground, fair to Jaso. Panic's retired. What's hot? Delivered by Domino's. Want the hottest Barrier sports news? Well, head to csnbarrier.com right now and see what's hot. And it's delivered by Domino's.
Well, the dog was wearing the hat. Now he's wearing the hat. Good buds.
Here's Gregor Blanco. Blanco takes a strike. It's been a bit of a struggle for Gregor Blanco. And I'll give you some numbers to back that up. Oh for his last 17 and 5 for his last 45.
See the motion of Nova with our Exmo, brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. It's got a rhythm. It's almost like he's doing a dance. A lot of the Latin players really get a rhythm, and it's almost like a little dance step, the way that they adjust their hips, get their foot parallel to the rubber.
Hit on one hop, and Mercer throws out Blanco on a 2-1 pitch, bringing Kane to the plate.
Every pitcher has a rhythm, but you know, when you go down there and play a winter ball, it's just different. There's a flair to it. There's a funness to it, and a lot of the motions you see they just have a little more style and a little more rhythm as they get gathered to throw.
Kane takes high. Kane's had a home run this year. He's got 5 RBIs. He's 2 for 25. Don't throw your back out, kid.
Remember the Dodgers used to have a guy by the name of Pedro Estacio, and he would throw, and then when you throw, he would back up. It was almost like he was doing a dance to get back to the rubber.
Kane gets jammed and rolls this one to Mercer, and that'll end the inning. So 3 ground balls. We've played 2, and the Giants are on top 2-0.
BSN Bay Area is brought to you by Wendy's. Choose a junior bacon cheeseburger or crispy chicken BLT in Wendy's 4 for $4 meal at participating Wendy's for limited time.
Mets are in town starting tomorrow night, and it'll be Bumgarner against DeGrom tomorrow night. Cueto on Friday, more on Saturday, and then on Sunday, Samardzija will take on Noah Syndergaard. So come on out. Here's Mercer. Dave Dravecki and his wife Jan are here. The last time we saw these two, they were at Yankee Stadium. It was 97 degrees and humid, and they'd look a lot more comfortable today.
Yeah, oh yeah. Much happier. They were kind of melting up in the stands. We saw them in New York.
Here's Mercer, who takes a pitch down low. Yeah, Dave and Jan live, what, about an hour and a half from here now?
Yeah, they're in Turlock.
2 balls and no strikes.
Maybe a little bit longer. They love it. They love the Valley. Hey, Bonds is here. So is Griffey.
Unbelievable. Skied to left. It's out to Pagan. It's in the park. 1 out.
All right, time now for our Geico quote. This one comes from the skipper, Bruce Bochy, on recent struggles. He says, "We've been through these funks, and this has been a long one. It's not at the point where these guys have their backs to the wall yet, but it's up to us to find a way to get on a roll."
Here's Eric Fryer. Look at Fryer's numbers. He's had 82 at bats. He's 23 for 82. And the next pitch is down low. Swinging a tapper, third base side, and that's going to kick foul. So it's 1-2.
Pirates fan. He's had a Primanti Brothers cheesesteak.
Another Pirates fan.
Remembers Willie Stargell. Pops.
Two and two.
Strike him out. Come on, Matt.
And that's just a little low, so now it's 3-2. There you go. That's out right underneath the scoreboard.
Yeah, get yourself mojito.
Popped up. Gregor Blanco all over this one. 2 outs. That's probably the one of the better places. Look, the club level's got great food. There's good food all over the place, but you can go underneath the scoreboard and eat for 9 innings if you want.
Yeah, because everything's good.
It's all good. And we're not going to mention the crab sandwich ever again until we get one.
That's it.
It's true, isn't it?
Until our guys on the crew get one, we're not. That's it. They're off the island.
0-2 to Ivan Nova. Hit towards the hole. And a base hit. So the first hit of the game comes on a slow breaking ball off the bat of Nova.
Well, you talk about a CNI ground ball. it all starts off with location, and that was just a hanger. The Giants played Nunez off the line. He couldn't get to it, just past the extended arm of Crawford. If Crawford gets that ball, Nova wasn't going very fast down the line. They have a chance to get him.
I gave Nova little chance of picking up a base hit in that at bat after watching his first 2 swings.
Hey, Kevin Durant's here.
There's a strike to Josh Harrison.
So Kane out of the stretch for the first time tonight, or today. When he transitions from the windup to the stretch, traditionally it isn't much of a transition. He's very good.
Got him. High fastball, second strikeout. Giants are coming up. Nunez to lead it off.
Is brought to you by Caltrans Stormwater. Keep our highways clean. Protect our water. ProtectEveryDrop.com.
Giants with a 2-0 lead. It'll be the top of the order here in the third, and that'll be Eduardo Nunez and then Pagan and Belt. Nunez hit a fly ball to deep left field in the first. That was caught. Here he takes high. In tight, 2 balls and no strikes.
It's good life on a 2-seam fastball at 92. That's the pitch that breaks a lot of bats for Nova when he's facing right-handed hitters.
There's a strike.
He's always had good sink, always been able to put the ball on the ground. Generous strike. Nunez did not think so. Little slider right at the base of the box.
And Nunez helps him out by waving at a pitch in the dirt. So it started out looking This is going to be pretty good at bat. 2 balls and no strikes. Nunez strikes out. John Miller will be in for innings 4, 5, and 6. I'll head over to the radio side. And that's due to Dave Fleming being absent. Dave will be back with the team, our team, Tuesday night in Los Angeles. And the pitch to Pagan is a call strike.
Yep. He spent some time in Berkeley. Not very windy today. That is our wind indicator.
Hit up the middle, over the mound, and it'll be a hit for Pagan.
Stay hot, Angel Pagan. His first at bat today extended his 15-game hitting streak, or extended it to a 15-game hitting streak. You're getting hits like that, little ground balls that get over the base. It's the magic wand do working for you.
Here's Belt. Belt struck out in the first. Pagan, hey, he's got 13 steals. Still knows how to steal a bag or two.
Nova, I mean, he can be very deliberate. He can give you a chance to steal.
Buster Posey on deck. Pagan leaning. He does not go, and Belt takes high. 1 ball and no strikes. He does not go, and Belt takes a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike.
His last 2 slide steps pretty quick.
And a soft toss to chase Pagan back.
Those throws to first being called by Clint Hurdle. Eric Fryer, the catcher, I mean, he doesn't have a great arm, but he's real quick with his delivery to get rid of it.
Belt fouls it back.
Posey getting ready. Belt, his first at bat, saw 2 fastballs and a curveball, and he did not pick up the curveball very well at all. That was swing and miss, strike 3. And here in this at bat, he hasn't seen anything but hard stuff. And Nova's got him in a 1-2 hole here. You may see that breaking ball.
Instead, a quick toss to first, and Pagan is back. Pitch number 45 for Nova. Down low. So that's the pitch Belt swung at in the first inning. Here he does not.
Saw a little bit better there. But Nova trying to save that pitch for a 2-strike surprise.
So Belt gets it to 3-2, which he does very often.
And because of Nova's sinker and the fact that he puts a lot of balls on the ground, you're probably going to see Pagan take off here 3-2-1 out. I would bet a paycheck on it.
Got him.
And I just lost a paycheck.
Yep.
All right, now it's Artogo's big play the Togo's way. And last night, Buster Posey at the bottom of the first inning, after grimacing on a couple of swings, did not look comfortable. And in a 2-strike, 2-out situation, he gets a hanging breaking ball and spanks her right in the gap in right center. Giants have put 2 on the board, and that's Artogo's big play.
Well, now they put the overshift on. Harrison is playing exactly where Buster Posey hit the first ball in the first inning.
Buster Posey's got outstanding bat control. I mean, to me, this is just like inviting him to get a base hit to right field.
Like that, you mean?
Like that.
And that'll be a base hit. All he did was just hit a little ground ball to the right side.
I mean, we watch him every day in batting practice, as a lot of hitters will do. But I mean, with him, that's his key. I mean, he thinks right center field gap, and he's got great bat head control. I mean, if you give him one side of the infield like the Pirates did, you're asking for trouble. So the effort to a bare hand from Josh Harrison, he couldn't make it play. We're trying to decide as to whether or not an error was going to be called as Pagan moved up to third. Definitely a base hit.
Swing and a miss by Crawford. No balls and 1 strike. Crawford hit a ball into left center field for a hit, a double, and an RBI in the first. So he's got a chance to do it again here in the third. Crawford skies one out into right center field. It's a long run for McCutchen, and it falls. And Buster Posey's going to score, and Crawford's got a triple. Boy, it looked like McCutchen was going to track it down.
Well, the sun is not directly in the face of a center fielder right now. It will be in a couple of innings. But it looked like McCutchen may have put his head down, ran to where he thought it was, looked up and lost it. Because we thought he was going to catch up and catch this ball. He looks over, now he looks back up, and he loses it. I think perhaps he may have thought he was going to get some help from Polanco.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he took a peek to see where Polanco was. And as it turns out, look, it's not a routine play for him to run that down, but we've definitely seen him do that before.
Now, the range of this Pirates outfield is the best in the National League, we think. And a ball that stays up in the air as long as that did, you think they're going to have a chance to run underneath it. But not so. So a triple, 2 legs of the cycle, 2 more runs score.
I want to go back and say again what Buster Posey's back. What bothers him the most?
Running. And what has he had to do today? He's had to score twice from first base. I think he's thinking the same thing.
Oh my goodness! Here's Pence.
He said it didn't bother him when he was when he was catching or when he was swinging the bat, but it did bother him when he's running.
Pence struck out in the first, and he wraps this one on the ground, and that's a fair ball, and they got him, and that's going to end the inning. So John Miller will be in I'll see you back here in the 7th. Giants scored twice. It's 4-0.
We watch every day. You can watch every out-of-market game live on HD and over 400 supported devices. Check out MLB.tv for details. We are going to the top of the 4th inning. It is 4-0 Giants. And here to tell you all about it, my pal John Miller.
Mike, thank you so much. And for the Giants, thanks to Brandon Crawford so much. He's knocked in 3 runs of the 4 they've scored. And he and Buster Posey have been a wonderful one. In fact, as the pitch was a strike to Marte, Pagan, Posey, and Crawford. What a partnership those 3 have made, accounting for all 4 of the Giants' runs up till now. Pagan's been on base twice with a double and a single. Posey knocked him in once, brought him over to third another time. And that big sweeping breaking ball. And Marte chased, strike 2. And Crawford's had 2 2-out RBI hits, an RBI double in the first, and a 2-run triple in the third. High fastball struck him out swinging.
Well, he really has spotted that fastball well. And this is something he was having problems with in his last outing. And John, we talked to Dave Righetti about what type of bullpen Kane had between starts. He said they thought he fixed the mechanical problem, and he looked sharp today.
For Kane, it always seems to be something about the mechanics when he's right, and we've seen it many times this year. He has great success when he's not right. You see a lot of pitches left, right in the middle of the strike zone.
Well, that was the case in his last outing, and it really was the reason why he didn't pitch well.
McCutchen, panic, got him. So 2 down.
But today he has pitched effectively on both sides of the plate, and I think more impressively, he's been able to elevate above the strike zone, which is something that has always been a strength of his. And today he's definitely showing that old strength again.
Bruce Bochy, he and Dave Righetti had a meeting with all of the Giants bullpen people before the game. Boch said that he was not going to talk about what it is that they discussed, but he said he mainly wanted to tell him how much confidence they had in him and what a great job he feels like they've been doing, and that they've had a little down period here for a couple of days, but he just wanted to make sure they all knew that they had not lost confidence in them and that they feel they're the right guys for the job. And he said that was the basic impetus of why to have the meeting. And he says a lot of things were discussed that went both ways, from them to the bullpenners and the bullpenners back.
Well, you got to keep them together. You got to keep everybody on the boat and keep everybody anticipating the positive.
right there outside corner with a little break to it, and it's 1-2.
Well, during the course of the year, every part of your team is going to slump. The bullpen, the rotation, the defense, the offense. At some point, they're going to have rough spots.
2 down, nobody on. Polanco fouled out to left his first time. There's that high fastball. He got a piece of it, fouling it back into the lower deck.
Kane trying to put up a quick shutdown inning. Keep that offense in your dugout if you can do it. And he has come out very quickly in the heart of this Pirate lineup, and he has put pressure on him. Coming right at him.
The 1-2 pitch. And that was a very late sort of desperation kind of a swing, and it paid off. He got the foul ball.
Hey, you have to have a good emergency swing if you're going to do well at this level. It's important.
One ball, 2 strikes. Crawford almost up the middle for Polanco, playing him to pull as Buster, signaling to Kane. Wants this ball down, as you can see. That ball is off the outside. 2-2. And you see how the Giants are playing it. The outfield is shaded a bit toward left field. The infield playing him to pull, especially on the left side of the infield. Struck him out. Matt Cain with his 4th strikeout. 4 strong in the books for him. Joe Panik coming up.
Counts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LLC.
Now to the last of the 4th, as you see the South Beach Marina. Some of those boats on Friday night when the Giants play the Mets out here will be out on the bay for the beer can regatta, but most of them are resting comfortably today in the sunshine. Yeah, hey. Good to see you.
All in their places with bright, shiny faces.
Amen. Joe Panik, left center. On the move, McCutchen. 1 away. Panik is 0 for 2. Giants with a 4-0 lead, 2 runs in the first. Pagan led off, or started that rally with a 1-out double. Posey got a 2-out RBI single, and Crawford doubled Posey home with 2 down. Then in the 3rd, it was Pagan who got it started again with a single with 1 out. And with 2 down, Posey got an infield hit. And then Brandon Crawford hit the 2-run triple to get them both home. All 4 of the Giants' runs knocked in with 2-out hits. Bluffing the bunt, Blanco takes a strike against Nova. Do you have a hat? You don't have a hat like that one, do you?
No, that guy had a good-looking hat. He came walking in here.
0-2 the count. I was fascinated with that hat.
Well, you live on the coast. I mean, it was a surfboard manufacturer company. That's right up your alley, partner.
0-2 count, and the curve is fouled into the second deck. 0-2. Blanco grounded out to short his first time, and a fan has a souvenir. What does he tell him? How he did it?
Yeah, you know what? This is how you should have done it.
Got to focus. Don't take your eyes off the ball. This is my secret.
Look out. He'll break a ball and hit him in the front toe.
The Mets are in tomorrow night to start a 4-game series, and a great matchup right away in game 1 with Madison Bumgarner up against Jacob deGrom. 7:15 tomorrow, and on Friday 7:15 Cueto and Matz. 2-2. Day game on Saturday 1:05, and then don't forget the Sunday game has been moved to a 5:05 start to accommodate the national telecast of ESPN, with Samardzija going against Syndergaard. At second base, Harrison out number 2. It's been a 3-man offense for the Giants so far, which doesn't often happen. To get 4 runs in 3 innings, usually you have more guys involved than just 3. But Pagan, Posey, and Crawford have all the hits and have accounted for all the runs.
Well, and if you get 3 guys hot at the same time, bunched up together in your lineup, I mean, you can do some damage.
At the knees to Matt Cain for a strike.
I mean, Giants really haven't had a spot where pretty much everybody in the lineup is hot at the same time, and you usually go through a streak like that at some point during the career or during the year. So they're all kind of waiting for that. But if 3 guys get hot, you can win games with 3.
Strike 2 call. Cain grounded to short his first time.
The other thing too the Giants are doing today is they're getting some money hits. That has been problematic for him here of late.
They had the big overshift on for Buster Posey when he came up in the 3rd, which they did not do when he was up in the 1st inning. He had a single right through the middle, and the way Buster hit the ball, it looked like he was trying to hit it to the wide open right side of the infield.
He absolutely was.
Strike 3 call. Big strike zone there as Cain goes down. We move to the 5th inning. Cain back to the mound with a 4-0 lead. '66 and '73 on this date in Willie Mays history. '66 he hit career home run number 535, putting him ahead of Jimmy Fox, old Double X, for number 2 on the all-time home run list at that time. He hit the home run at the stick against Ray Washburn of the Cardinals. Then 7 years later on the same date, he hit home run number 660, his final career homer. He hit it as a Met at Shea Stadium against Don Gullett, the hard-throwing lefty of the Cincinnati Reds.
I love that picture of Mays. No flap on the helmet. Had about a 10-grainer, great wood on the bat that he had. And he was wearing one golf glove. Here, no golf gloves.
Willie Mays, one of the greatest to ever play the game. 660 career home runs. Remember, in the prime of his career when he was just getting started, he lost 2 full years to the military obligation during the Korean War. How many home runs might that have been? He might have been the first guy to pass the Babe.
Well, yeah, I mean, say if he hit 30 each year, that's 720.
The Babe hit 714. Willie finished 54 behind him. And he hit a lot of home runs in those 2 years. Mostly what he did in the military was play for the Army baseball team.
They had a pretty good team.
And the way he tells it, he won the general a lot of money. The general liked to wager on the games that they were playing against other military bases and whatnot. 1-2 the count to David Freese.
War took a lot of years away from baseball's greatest stars. Ted Williams lost 5.
That's how to play. He lost 4 years during the World War II as he was a fighter pilot. And then he and Jerry Coleman, our old friend, Bay Area native, Hall of Fame voice of the San Diego Padres, and himself an outstanding former major leaguer. And unlike Ted Williams, when they got called back into the Korean War, when Ted Williams got back, he was still Ted Williams and he still had his spot in the lineup. But Jerry Coleman had lost his spot in the lineup to Billy Martin. That hit him. David Freese took one for the team, and he may not be very happy about it.
Now, Kane tried to go inside on him, and he almost hit him the previous pitch. Comes back in and just catches the knee. That'll hurt. But when you're down 4-0, I mean, David Freese, not a problem taking one for the team to get on base to start an inning. And that's the first time today that the Pirates have been able to get that leadoff hitter on.
John Jaso now. And the Pirates bullpen is working. We're in the 5th inning, 4-0 Giants. And that curveball snaps in there for a called strike.
Yeah, he's mixed his first pitch very well today. It's not been predictable at all.
Jeff Locke warming up in the bullpen. You make a good point about Ted Williams because he had 521 home runs. He and Willie McCovey finished tied on the all-time home run list. 2 great Hall of Famers. And I know Stretch was always so proud of that because he always pointed out, he says he was a huge Ted Williams fan. And to end up tied with the great Ted Williams on that home run list was sort of out of this world. There's Stretch, number 44, Hall of Famer Willie McCovey, here at the park today, as he usually is. Just off the inside, apparently. 2-1. But Ted Williams had missed 5 years. It's not beyond the realm of possibility. He might have hit enough home runs to pass the Babe or catch him. That's a foul ball.
Yeah, you're talking about, prime years for him too. And they weren't years at the end of his career. I mean, they were right in the heart of a brilliant career.
Ted Williams hit .406, the last player to hit 400 in Major League history, 1941. That season ended, and a little over 2 months later, Pearl Harbor, the attack on the United States fleet by Japan. And Ted Williams, not long after, was in the war.
This becomes a big pitch. And Jaso's a guy who's very patient. He knows the strike zone. He's not going to go out and help you. Rarely does he swing at something out of the strike zone.
Full count now. And he walks him. He tried to throw the breaking ball to the outside, and he missed with it. So 2 base runners without getting a base hit for the Pirates, and here is Jordy Mercer.
So Kane taking a little bit of a walk, cool off.
Mercer hitting 7th in the order. Eric Fryer is on deck, and then the pitcher spot. Kane has only allowed 1 hit so far, and it was by the pitcher, Ivan Nova, back in the 3rd inning. Look out. That one almost hit Mercer.
So Buster Posey going to come out and say, hey, slow it down just a little bit. You're a little quick with your upper body. I feel that rhythm was the reason why Kane struggled in his last start. Just a little out of sync. It caused him to have a little fluctuation in his release point, which really affected the command of his fastball. And perhaps Buster Posey saw Kane going back into the same type of rhythm that he had in his last outing. So call timeout, go ahead and talk about it.
And it's high and tight. 2-0. And this is a big pitch. 2 balls, no strikes. Whoa.
Little cutter, he wanted it, not there. Just a little bit too far outside.
Three and 0. And he pulled that one off the outside. It's a 4-pitch walk. They hit batsman and 2 walks. The Pirates had the bases loaded with nobody out.
And this is a rally for free. And Dave Righetti going to come out, and this is going to be all about mechanics, all about rhythm. I mean, Kane's not trying to throw to a corner. Those certainly not those last 2 pitches. Not with a 4-0 lead, a 2-0 count. Just a little bit of a sling across body caused him to go out of the strike zone. And that's exactly what Dave Righetti's going to try and work on right now to get him back in the zone. Now they've got the right guys coming up to try and get out of the inning without a lot of damage. You got Fryer and then probably a pinch hitter.
Doug Eddings, the plate umpire out there. You notice how the umpires, when they go out after the 30 seconds has expired, that's being allowed now for these mound visits, that they're going out and standing and watching, and they're allowing them extra time. Earlier in the year, they'd go out at 30 seconds, say, okay, that's it, then you got to go.
Well, it's like one of those things that it was the edict that came down from the mountain during spring training. Everybody was aware of it, and it kind of went into the season. After about the first month, nobody was paying too much attention. Now it's like it didn't even exist.
That is a called strike on the outside. A big pitch there to get ahead of Fryer. At third, Freeze, Jaso at second, and Mercer at first. Matt Joyce, the Pirates pinch hitter deluxe, is on deck. Giants will give away a run to get a double play here. Off the outside. Crawford at short, Panic at second, double play depth. Pulled in a little bit from the outfield grass. There you see it.
Kane doesn't have to stay in the stretch with the bases loaded. I mean, it's his choice if he wants to go in the windup.
Missed badly with that one. Now it's 2-1.
And right now, if you're Buster Posey, I mean, you really can't exaggerate your target. You've got to sit right behind home plate. So here, if you're Kane, this is when you need to get lucky. Whatever you could throw across the plate, that's what you have to throw.
Fryer backs away. Fryer had been with the Cardinals in a backup role and hit real well there. He has not done much with the bat as a Pirate yet. A little bit low. 3-1. Giants are going to get something going in their bullpen, it appears. Mark Gardner, the bullpen coach, getting ready to head down. 3-1. Nowhere to put him. And a foul out of play. 3-2.
Little cutter. So Jake Peavy getting the red alert.
So Peavy getting ready in a hurry. 3 men on, nobody out. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Along the right field line. Foul ground. Belt. No. Almost, but not quite. And battling not just the fierce glare of the sun, but the wind. And even under ideal conditions, it would have been a spectacular play.
Well, and looking right over your shoulder, too. I mean, that really is a difficult play. Now, we've seen him make this play, and I'm sure he gets that much glove on it, he's going to feel like he should have made it. But it would have been an exceptional play had he been able to do it.
So Kane still with a 3-ball, 2-strike count. He'll try it yet again. Freeze at third, Jaso at second, Mercer at first. And he has walked in a run. And there's nobody out, and nobody has had to do anything to get on base except be patient. 4-1 Giants. Freeze in to score. A hit batsman and now 3 consecutive walks. And this is at the bottom of the order. And Matt Joyce has been the top pinch hitter, one of the best pinch hitters in the game so far this year. 42 pinch hit at bats, 12 hits, but 4 pinch hit home runs. Joyce has 12 home runs overall in only 170 official at bats. And he took that curveball.
It's just so dramatically different than what we saw from Kane the first 4 innings, where he was just throwing darts. And now all of a sudden he has lost his release point. And there are just a number of pitches I feel that he feels that he can even command. So it's not like he has the normal 5 to play with. And these are not close. And for a guy like Joyce who knows his strike zone, he's just not going to help Kane. And this may be his last hitter.
Joyce has only a .265 batting average, but he's had so many walks. His on-base percentage is .399. Now you see his numbers as a pinch hitter. The most pinch hit homers, the most pinch hit RBIs, the most walks, the most runs scored as a pinch hitter. He's been really the best in the game in this role this year. Crawford plays him right up the middle at shortstop. And that's a big strike. Back out of play. 2-1. Kane has never faced Joyce before. Buster Posey had a brief word with Kane. Now back behind the plate he goes. Jake Peavy heating up in the bullpen.
It's so frustrating for the Giants defensively. I mean, you can't defend against a walk or a hit batsman.
He had not walked anybody in 4 innings. He'd only allowed 1 base runner. From the windup. Base hit. And that'll get a couple of runs home. Jaso scores. Mercer in to score. Around to third goes Fryer. And 3 of those gift base runners have scored runs, and now it's a 1-run game. The 4-0 lead has become 4-3. That one just out of the reach of Joe Panic. That's the first batter to put the ball in play in this inning.
Just hits it. If you had the play, if the defense was playing straight up, it's a double play. They played to the scouting report, and they took Panic and pulled him over to protect the 3.5 hole, and Joyce burns him.
Josh Harrison, still nobody out. And you're in a spot now where runners at first and third, nobody out. The top of the order's up. The Giants will feel fortunate if the Pirates only manage to tie the game. And they'd give away the tying run here to get a double play. The big guys come up after Harrison. Marte on deck, then McCutchen, then Polanco. Joyce back to first. Belt on the bag with him. Joyce has only 1 steal this year. Now 0-2.
So finally on top of a hitter here, 0-2.
What a mystery. I mean, Kane has really looked better this year than he looked in the first 4 innings of this game against a hot team, a hot offensive lineup.
Well, reminiscent of last year when he had all the mechanical problems. He'd throw 2 or 3 good innings and all of a sudden he would lose it, not be able to find it. And it's kind of what has happened to him here.
And back into the second deck right beneath us. Still 0-2. Harrison has grounded out to first and struck out in this game. Pirates have 1 hit in the inning and have scored 3 runs. Jake Peavy ready in the bullpen if needed.
Oh, he's good to go. He stopped throwing. He is heated.
Curve. Tagging at third is Fryer. And the throw will go into second as the Pirates have tied the game on the sacrifice fly by Harrison. And that ends up being a great trip to the plate for Harrison, who had fallen behind in the count 0-2, and yet he recovers to get the tying run home.
So every one of the gifts that Matt Cain has given the Pirates have now come in and scored.
And still only 1 out with Joyce at first, and here come the big hitters, starting with Marte. That all happened in the middle and the end of the order. Safely back to first, Joyce. How about the outing for Steven Strasburg today in Colorado?
9 earned runs.
Did not finish the second inning, gave up 7 in the first inning. 42 pitch inning. That's a swing and a miss, and it's 0-1 to Marte. He threw 29 more pitches in the second inning before they finally got him out of there. He threw 71 pitches in 1 2/3 innings at Coors Field.
And he got his work in.
Yeah, and then some. He got worked over. Out of play. 0-2 now to Marte, who has lined out to short and struck out. 4 runs in for the Pirates here in the 5th. It's a tie game. Javier Lopez, a left-hander, has joined the right-hander Peavy in the bullpen. There he is, number 49. Out of play. And that was the 34th pitch thrown in this inning by Matt Cain. He threw 52 pitches in the first 4 innings altogether, averaging 13 pitches per inning, but this next pitch will be number 35 here in the 5th inning. Look out.
Well, it's just night and day difference. I mean, he was cruising the first 4 innings. I mean, he was taking that fastball, putting it exactly where he wanted, in, out, up, down. He came out here, and it really, the way that he hit David Freese and put himself in the stretch to start the inning.
Deep right center. Pence on the run. Gets there. That was a long one. Out between the 7th and 8th archways in the big part of the yard. And Marte hit one a long way to come up empty.
Now Marte just gets AT&T'd here. Beautiful swing, back spinning. Good chance he has a home run in Pittsburgh. Here, pat on the back from your hitting coach, and nobody else is talking to you.
Now Andrew McCutchen, the 8th batter to come up in this inning. Joyce, the runner at first. 4-4 the score. That ball is smoked. Left center. Pagan looks up. Goodbye. And now a 6-run inning. And the Pirates all-star center fielder McCutchen having his worst season, but he's had an excellent series, and Josh Harrison is very excited about it. 6-4 Pirates. And that's going to be all for Matt Cain. Javier Lopez will be brought in to face Polanco. And what a shocking turnaround here, as Cain seemed to be on a roll. But it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change, tune-up, and brake experts. 6-4 Pirates. If you had stepped out for a little while when the Giants were leading 4-0, that may come as a sort of an unbelievable surprise. And you may be saying, how did that happen? Well, don't ask. There's ball 1 to Gregory Polanco from Javier Lopez. And Matt Cain, 4 innings, brilliant. 1 hit, and that hit was by the opposing pitcher. Just a ground ball that found a hole. Not even hit that hard. And then in the 5th inning, couldn't throw a strike. He hit Freeze and then walked the next 3 hitters, including Fryer with the bases loaded. Joyce a 2-run single. Harrison sacrifice fly to tie, and then Andrew McCutchen a 2-run home run out near the 382 marker, and that was all for Cain. There's Andrew McCutchen, and a lot of people feel that he's been playing this year with some injury problems. That's a foul down the right field line. I asked him about it here yesterday, and he just kind of smiled and said, "Oh no, I'm feeling great." So he wasn't pleading to it or copying to that plea, but McCutchen has not played this series like anything's wrong. He's had a great series on both sides, with the glove and at the plate. Did he swing? No, says Marty Foster. So McCutchen, 2-run homer here. He had a single and a triple and drew a walk last night, and had 2 RBI singles in Monday night's game. That's a flare, but Pagan, and the inning is at long last over. Giants have a lot of time to play catch up. Locke will be coming in for the bullpen, top of the order. Monterey Bay Aquarium. There's a special event package including a Finding Dory snow globe and a ticket to see the Giants take on the Mets. Visit sfgiants.com/special events. And the Giants have a lot of time to try and play catch up. Down 6-4, top of the order coming up. Pirates a 6-run 5th inning rally on only 2 hits. Wow. Here's Jeff Locke in for the bullpen. And he does Nunez a fastball up and away, ball 1. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and brake experts.
See the number for Jeff Locke. And Locke, a good portion of this year, was in the starting rotation. And just some inconsistency have now moved him into the bullpen. He's a low 90s fastball right over the top with a curveball, slider, and a changeup. He'll throw everything at you.
Well, on the right field line in foul ground, Jaso gets there. And Nunez is 0 for 3. And now Pagan. Only 3 Giants have had any hits at all. And the 3 guys, Pagan, Posey, and Crawford, have bunched them up. Pagan has doubled and singled and scored 2. Posey's had 2 singles with an RBI and he scored 2. Crawford hasn't scored any, but he's had a double and a triple and has knocked in 3. So the firm of Pagan, Posey, and Crawford has been the Giants offense today, literally. In there for a strike to Pagan, who with his 14-game hitting streak has now lifted his batting average to .296 for the year. And he's got the he's not threatening Joe DiMaggio's streak just yet. It is the longest current hitting streak in the majors. And that hard slider, and it's 0-2. Locke, the Giants saw him when he was still a starting pitcher back in Pittsburgh. And he had one of his best starts of the season when they saw him.
When you start talking about hitting streaks, I think when you get to about 15 is when they become conversational. It's definitely one thing that you will come to the ballpark every day and it'll be on your mind.
Through that slider again. Pagan stays alive. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
But what has been remarkable about Pagan's year is just how consistent he has been. And it doesn't matter what type of pitcher he's faced. I mean, he's just had good balance. And I mean, from both sides. Hitting .299 right-handed, .287 left-handed. Just the model of consistency.
McCutchen going back. He's there now. Not this time for Pagan. 2 down. Giants saw Jeff Locke the day of the summer solstice in Pittsburgh, June the 20th. And Locke, who had never had success against the Giants, shut him out for 6 2/3 innings, and the Giants never did score as Madison Bumgarner lost a 1-0 game. Just missing to Brandon Belt, who has struck out twice, once looking. Two down, bases empty. Posey on deck. 6-4 Pirates. 2-0.
Challenge fastball inside corner at 92. Think about Brandon Bell. I mean, he doesn't have a flat swing. He's got a little uppercut to it.
Ooh, off the leg, right near the knee. Dave Greshner pops up out of the dugout. Bell really in pain.
I mean, the bad part about it is that he hits this ball well. Time you see the trainer and the manager come out, they It's beyond the norm. Watch the right knee.
Oh.
Right, look like into the kneecap. And goes down immediately, and he's still off the ground. And you can see the way that the ball changed course, that you know it was a direct hit. You just need time.
And he's up on his feet. Good to see.
Well, the bad part about it is now you have to continue your at bat. So if you're Jeff Locke out there, guess where you're going to throw him? In, down. If it goes anywhere else, I'd be surprised.
Took a practice cut under the watchful eye of Dave Gressner. Said, I'm ready. Two and two the count to Belt. So it was a rough day for Belt already with a couple of strikeouts. Now he ends up in pain. Here's the windup. 2-2. And he throws the breaking ball down and away.
Yeah, he does him a favor.
Second baseman Harrison is 20 feet into the outfield. Shortstop way over toward the middle, but not up the middle. Look out. That was high and tight. And Bell was not too happy about that one.
He was not enthusiastic. But it prolongs the inning, and he gets Buster Posey up there. And he gets to face Locke out of the stretch with a runner on. And that almost got him up top. He found no humor in that at bat whatsoever.
Well, maybe Buster can launch one into the bleachers in left field or center field or anywhere. Maybe Bell would think that that's a little more jolly. 1-1.
Well, he's not going to do it with that swing. Locke on the year has given up 14 home runs in 113 innings. I think Buster was setting him up for that first swing.
Got to be it. And that swing. 0-2.
Not picking up the off speed. Two good changeups.
Buster grounded out 3 times against Locke back on June 20th in Pittsburgh. Only 2 for 9 against him lifetime. Buster today's had 2 singles, a run batted in, and he scored 2 runs. Belt the runner at first. Jaso on the bag with him. And he got a fastball. It was up out of the strike zone, but he just couldn't let it go by. 0-2. Brandon Crawford is out on deck. That is a base hit. Little bloop. And Brandon Belt's going to keep going to third. Polanco will throw into second.
Well, he said this in his last at bat. Just an outstanding bat control at bat. And you can say it again here. This is not a hanger. This is down and in breaking ball. And Posey goes down inside outs. It's just to right field. And that's just good hands. You put yourself in position to use your hands and your lower body. Fight off a good pitch, extend the inning.
Buster has not gone into one of those Buster Posey kind of hot streaks that sometimes can last for weeks. And we keep anticipating that it could happen at any moment. He's got a 3-hit game going here today after a couple of hits last night. Now Brandon Crawford is knocked in 3. Ball 1. Crawford, an RBI double. Buster Posey scored all the way from first. on his double into the gap in left center in the first inning. Then he had a 2-run triple. That was a long one, way out there toward the center field bleachers in right center. His 20th triple in this ballpark. 2-0. George Cactos runs down to the bullpen now for the Giants. Hunter Pence is on deck. There's Cactos. 2 men on, 2 men out. Brandon Crawford, who's now knocked in 74 runs for the year, trying to get some more here. Broken bat. Waiting for it, Harrison. The throw to first in time. Not this time for Crawford or the Giants. 6-4 Pittsburgh on to the 6th.
San Francisco, first of a 4-game series. And join us Friday the 19th as we celebrate Tony Bennett's 90th birthday right here at the ballpark. And Sunday the 21st, it's a 5:05 start, and the first 25,000 fans will receive a reusable grocery tote presented by MLB Network. Go to sfgiants.com/tickets.
Six to 4 Pirates as we go to the top of the 6th. Pitching change for the Giants when it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and brake experts.
Numbers for Peavy: 5-9 with a 5.30 ERA. Seventh time he's come out of the bullpen, and he's really starting to transition into that bullpen role beautifully.
Freeze is grounded out to third and been hit by a pitch. We mentioned at the time because he never moved at all. He took the pitch right in the left knee, almost as if he just decided, I'm going to get us a base runner and see if we can get something started. Well, it started a 6-run rally.
Well, and if you're pitching against the guy and he does that, you think he does it on purpose. It's not the first time we've seen Freeze do that. Very solid front side, great approach to right field.
That's a base hit. That is only the 4th hit of the game for the Pirates. They put together a 6-run rally in the 5th inning and had only 2 hits in the inning. You don't see that very often.
No, you don't. It was really a rally for free. 4 free gifts at 90 feet, and they cashed in. Every one of those 90-foot gifts scored. The hit batsman, 3 walks.
John Jaso, who walked, he's got the first of those, proved to be 3 consecutive walks after the hit batsman. He got the high strike. It's 0-1. Jaso has struck out and drawn that walk. Juan Nicasio, a right-hander, is warming up in the Pirates bullpen. Jets had a 4-0 lead into the 5th inning. Trail now 6-4 here in the 6th. Left center field. Blanco cuts it off barehanded, then drops it. Jaso heading for second, and he's going to make it in there ahead of the relay from Crawford. Freeze over to third. I don't know if the ball took a bad hop or what, or if he just overran it, but he actually reached out as he was past the ball and barehanded it.
Well, he was trying to keep the force in order and hold Jaso to a single. And the ball does come back on him. Actually, a pretty nice play the way this ball bounces back on him. Stops it with the bare hand, but Jaso's got pretty good speed. He finds a gap. He's thinking double right out of the box. And from that angle, I mean, it's just a very tough play for a left-hander to get anything on a throw to prevent the double.
So the Pirates, the next inning after their 6-run rally, have runners at second and third with nobody out. The infield comes in, not quite all the way in. And it's 0-1 to Mercer. Jaso got his 19th double of the year. For the Pirates now, after their 6-run rally to put them ahead, trying to add on. Eric Fryer, the 8th place hitter, is on deck. And that will come back toward us. Out of play. 0-2. Mercer has flied out to left, and he drew one of those walks. His walk in the 5th inning loaded the bases. Colorado leading Washington 10-6. They're only in the last of the 5th inning in Denver. The Washington starter, Steven Strasburg, the 15-game winner, knocked out in the 2nd inning after allowing 9 runs. He threw 71 pitches in an inning and 2/3. But they're the Nationals, and they're right in that game at Coors Field. Brandon Belt down the line. Still going. In foul ground. Tagging up and stopping was David Freese. Well done by Brandon Belt all the way around.
And a chance to show off his arm. I mean, he's got a real good arm. This was, you know, a lot of first basemen, you're going to see guys tag on this. But he gets set up quickly. And there's the throw, and Freese, with nobody out, opted to stay at third. With 1 out, he was going to come down that line and try and score.
Well, Freese initially did not tag up. He had come down the line as if wanted to make sure that he scored in case the ball fell in fair ground. Then he belatedly went back and tagged up. So it was interesting the way he did it. Jaso tagged up at second all the way, and he was halfway to third when Freese went back to the bag. 0-1 to Fryer.
Perfect cutter from Peavy. Pure strikeout situation for Jake Peavy.
Well, he's got strike 2 on him.
And you can keep climbing that ladder with that high fastball. He'll keep trying to swing at it. I mean, he's up there looking for something up that's hard that he can hit a fly ball deep enough to score a runner.
Such an important sequence here. Giants already down 6-4. The Pirates primed to lengthen that lead. Peavy trying to keep it from happening. 1 out. And the 0-2 pitch. Ooh, just off the outside.
Paralysis cutter right there in the outside corner. Throw it out there, see if you bite on it a little bit. I think he eventually wants to go back upstairs with another fastball high. But that's an outstanding 0-2 pitch. Really sets up the inside corner. He can two-seam back across the outside corner. But I think they want to climb the ladder with the fastball.
So that signal from Buster. He struck him out.
So fastball above the hands, and they get the strikeout that they're pitching for. can't execute any better than this. That's the problem with being a backup catcher. I mean, you don't define your strike zone as an everyday catcher would. And you're susceptible to going and chasing out of the zone. And Peavy got him.
Now Adam Frazier, the pinch hitter for Jeff Locke, who worked the 5th inning. Runners still at second and third. A base hit could mean 2 runs. Peavy got Mercer on a foul out. The runners held. He struck out Fryer. And still needs 1 out more. Adam Frazier, who is hitting .348, 69 at bats. Right there, outside corner, a beauty. Strike 1. Frazier has hit .293 against right-handed hitters. It's the lefties that he's just clobbered. He's 7 for 11 against left-handed pitching. Well, maybe off the inside, maybe a little high. 1-1. Had movement coming back to the plate on that one.
Not a lot of give on that front side either for Frazier.
Nicasio, the right-hander, getting ready to take the mound in the last of the 6th inning. Jake Peavy tried to make sure it's still 6-4 when he takes the mound. Runners at second and third. Keeping the ball up on this young lefty.
Well, they changed the movements on him with that 91-mile-an-hour two-seamer. That one's running away. Yeah, you've got 3 pitches to go out of the strike zone here and hope you chase. You can back foot slider. You can climb the ladder with a fastball. Try and backdoor him with a little cutter. Any pitch that's in the strike zone in the middle of the plate is a mistake.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down. He struck him out. And what a job by Jake Peavy to keep the Giants within 2. Second and third, nobody out. And then he runs the table. Hunter Pence coming up.
Brought to you by Toyota. Hurry in for Toyota's annual clearance event to get an incredible deal on the 2016 Toyota U1 before they're gone. Toyota, let's go places. By Kelly Moore Paints, celebrating 70 years as your neighborhood paint store. And by Xfinity. X1 from Xfinity will change the way you experience TV.
From AT Park, 6-4, the Pirates leading the Giants. New pitcher for the Pirates, Juan Nicasio, and it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change at Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and brake experts.
The numbers for Nicasio in 31 games, 8-6 with a 4.89 ERA. 105 strikeouts in 92 innings. It tells you what kind of stuff he's got. It's good. It's mid to high 90s with velocity. He'll sink and cut the fastball with a slider and a changeup, and he'll throw them all at you.
Hunter Pence Just off the outside. Ball one. Pence is struck out and grounded out. He's 0 for 2.
Ocasio, another member of this Pirates bullpen that has started this year. He's made 12 starts.
One ball, one strike. 2 Pence. Wow. That got there in a hurry.
Well, sometime the ball is going to find you. Take a look at from behind home, and that just finds his glove. It's plain and simple. He has no idea how he does this, and in the end he takes away a base hit from Hunter Pence. So nice play.
And after he caught it, did you see where he was saying, I meant to do that?
Yeah, that is nothing.
So here is Joe Panik. Panik is grounded out to first and flied out to left center. Called a strike.
A couple of gamer babes. Got their colors on. Staying positive. You got to stay positive.
Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That's the problem when you get into a little bit of a funk and you're losing ball games. When you get behind as an offense, you start to press. You know, it's so hard to just concentrate on the one swing that you can control. If you get down by 2 and you want to go up there and hit a 2-run homer with nobody on base. I mean, it's just the mentality that you press. Everybody comes and just tries a bit too hard. And you don't quite have the trust in the guy behind you that you have when you're hot.
2-2 to Joe Panik. The Giants have not been going well since the All-Star break. Starting the 5th week of games since the All-Star break, and the Giants have 9 wins and 20 losses in that time. Right to Harrison. 2 down. A couple of ground balls. One with sort of an unlikely grab by Nicasio himself. And here is Gregor Blanco. He's 0 for 2. No Giant save Pagan, Posey, and Crawford with a hit today. Only those 3. They've had all the hits. Nobody else has had any. Nobody else but Belt has been on base. Belt with a walk one time. Up the middle, base hit. Blanco's aboard. And now Connor Gillespie will come up as a pinch hitter for Jake Peavy. Blanco had been 0 for 19 before that hit. What a relief if you're Gregor Blanco. In that game in Denver, it's the last of the 5th inning. It's Colorado 12, Washington 6.
Stay tuned.
The Rockies are still batting in the 6th inning, in the 5th inning.
Game far from being over. In fact, that might be a pretty good game.
That was the game where the Rockies jumped out with a 7-run first inning, 9 in the first 2 innings. And Washington was coming back. There it is on the hand-operated out-of-town scoreboard here at AT&T Park in Archway number 4. Way inside from Nicasio. Nunez, the leadoff man, is on deck as Hunter Strickland is now heating up in the Giants bullpen. Gillespie pinch hitting for Jake Peavy here.
Good hard slider right in on his hands. Really collapsed his elbows down. Bunched him up. That's good quick break on that slider.
Gillespie grabs a handful of dirt. Gillespie's one of the few guys who does not wear any batting gloves at all.
Commando. He's got the old-time calluses on his hands too.
Harrison, the second baseman, plays him 20 feet into the outfield.
Good swing. 97-mile-an-hour challenge right there, and Gillespie is right on it.
Connor has been a guy who has helped the Giants this year. They had the long stretch where they were without their regular third baseman, Matt Duffy, who's since been traded. Gillespie played a lot of third base during that period. There you see how the Pirates defense is lined up. The shortstop almost up the middle. Jaso on the bag at first with Blanco. 1-2 the count. Look out. 2-2. 95-mile-an-hour with some movement coming back toward the plate. There's Nunez on deck, hoping to bat here in the 6th. Ocasio, who used to be a Colorado Rocky.
Well, he's always had good stuff. I mean, the book on him is you just wait him out and he would make location mistakes. He'd come to you. He has never lacked for stuff.
2-2 the count. 2 down, runner at first. Just off the outside.
And then with some fuzz on it too. 97. It didn't miss by much.
Nerves of steel for Connor Gillespie to lay off that one with 2 strikes.
Stretch the target wide. Eric Fryer did not move that glove a whole bunch. And you can see the look on Ocasio. Thought he had it.
Well, let's see if that another pitch turns into something big here for Gillespie and the Giants. Blanco ready to run from first. There he goes. This is Fryer, and no, back into the seats. Fan caught it on the rebound.
Now it helps when you're 6'8". You will win those jump balls. Yeah, some guys have hands so big they don't need to bring gloves. He may be one of those guys.
So he had the 4-seam grip there. Looked like he wanted to get up and start throwing.
Either that or just crush the ball in his hand.
3-2 to Connor Gillespie. Blanco runs, and that's ball 4.
That's a nice at bat.
Two men on. The possible tying runs are now on base for Eduardo Nunez, who has flied out deep to left. He hit a ball that was caught on the warning track by Marte just a few feet in front of the wall in the first. Since then has struck out and fouled out to first. And Ray Searage, the Pirates pitching coach, is going to go out for a conference.
Well, I think Searage is sensing a bit of an overthrow from Nicasio, and I think he's going to tell him to kind of slow things down, throw at a speed you can control.
Last night, Searage came out in the 9th inning. They were in the process of walking Adrianza intentionally. They'd thrown the intentional ball 1. Time was taken, and Searage ran out to the mound. And it was almost as if Searage talking with Clint Hurdle, and Hurdle finally just said, well, all right, give it a shot if that's what you want. And Searage went out, told the pitcher, we decided to change our mind on this. You're going to go get this guy out.
Yeah, 2 pitches later, the game was over.
The next pitch retired Adrianza, and the next pitch retired Span. Game over.
A bitter pill to swallow.
Well, had you ever seen that before? When an
No.
intentional walk was already underway?
No, no.
He chased.
I mean, we saw it in the World Series between the A's and the Reds when Johnny Bench was taking it at bat against Raleigh Fingers, but there was already 2 strikes on Johnny Bench. They faked like they were going to put an intentional walk on. He threw one of the best sliders of his career and left Bench standing there. It was one of the signature plays of that series. But I've never seen a first pitch intentional ball, and then all of a sudden they changed their thinking.
They put him behind in the count 1-0, and then said, okay, forget that whole thing. Go get him.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Now, they said that they couldn't call it off. There was too much crowd noise, but that's bunk.
On to the count. That came back. Strike 3 call. Wow. Never able to get a piece of the ball. Dwayne Kuiper returning to the TV side in the 7th.
Your local Toyota dealer. 6-4 Pirates at the end of 6, and Matt Cain was cruising through 4 innings, and all of a sudden he lost it in the 5th. The Pirates have put up a 6 spot, and it would negate 2 really good innings of offense by the Giants, and we're at 6-4. And right now we're bringing in Hunter Strickland when it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and brake experts. And first pitch from Strickland to Josh Harrison. The breaking ball that Harrison swings at. Saw the numbers for Strickland. Having a good solid season. Hard thrower. You see mid to high 90s with his velocity. Hard slider and a split. Down low. Harrison on the day 0 for 3 with a strikeout. And once again, here's our partner, Dwayne Kuiper.
All right, Mike, it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
So welcome back.
Yeah, thanks. Had a blast over there.
Yeah, that was a rough inning. Inning number 5.
1 and 2 to Josh Harrison. Harrison strikes out.
Fastball with conviction above the hands. Second strikeout for Harrison today. First for Hunter Strickland. And he just muscles up and country hardballs him right back to the bench. Grab some fine meat. So meanwhile out in McCovey Cove, Seals checking in to see what the score is.
Here's Marte. Marte's going to bunt this one foul. Really there's two really key hits in this game. Matt Joyce hit a ball that just eluded panic, and that came with the bases loaded, a knock in two. And then McCutchen hit the 2-run home run, all in the 5th inning. So you look back at, well, who has really hurt the Giants? And it's been two guys with one swing of the bat, as Marte has to take a little bit of a seat.
Look out. There's the limbo right underneath the fastball. Well, and a rally for free with a hit batsman and 3 walks, and all 4 of those score. I mean, there's not a whole lot you can do defensively against that. Good slider.
McCutchen to follow. And this is foul back. I think the ball up and in got Marte's attention. So all of a sudden this has become a spirited at bat.
Definitely made it a personal at bat. Strickland, originally part of the Boston Red Sox organization, signed in 2007. Then he got traded over to Pittsburgh. Their organization for several years. Had Tommy John surgery.
2-2.
Missed the whole 2011 season. Actually, it wasn't his elbow, it was shoulder problems. I beg your pardon. But then the Giants got him. His arm got healthy.
Hit out to Pagan. Two outs. And here's McCutchen.
You know, I forgot all about that Strickland had been part of the Red Sox organization. He reminded me of that when we were in Boston. Because, you know, the Giants got him from the Pirates. In my mind, he was a Pirate, right?
Well, when we first watched him throw, we were like, well, who would ever give up on this guy? McCutchen knocked one in the seats in the 5th inning. And he takes a breaking ball for a strike. One pitch. Here it is to McCutchen.
That's a good slider right there. I mean, McCutchen has had an excellent series against the Giants here in San Francisco. And one big reason is he's seeing the ball well, and he's not going out of the strike zone. And that last pitch was a perfect opportunity to do so. That was a good breaking ball. He spit on it.
And a base hit into left field for McCutchen. So here's Polanco out in the Garden.
Oh yeah, got the pink on.
So here's Polanco. Polanco's 0 for 3. McCutchen with 6 steals. And the first pitch is wide, 1-0. David Freese is on deck. Out of play down the left field line. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
96-mile-an-hour two-seam fastball. That two-seamer has really become a good pitch for him, especially against lefties. Great place to meet, the Garden. And as you can see, the Garden's going full bloom. And everything they grow in that garden gets eaten.
One ball and 1 strike. And that pitch is not close. 2-1. Will be the 18th pitch for Strickland here in the 7th. McCutcheon leaning, he does not go, and there's a bouncing ball to Panic. Panic to Belt, and that'll end the inning. For the Giants, it'll be Pagan, Belt, and Posey coming up. 6-4 Pirates. Tomorrow, pregame live will start at 6:30. Then we'll have the game for you right at the top of the hour. You get complete coverage of pre and post game, and you can check out insider Alex Pavlovich at csnbayarea.com. It's Bumgarner tomorrow night against DeGrom.
Should be a good one. All about pitching.
So Pagan will lead things off. He's 2 for 3 in this game. And he takes in tight. 1 ball and no strikes.
You don't see many pitchers with a number 12. Don't see many pitchers with a single-digit number. Just kind of it looks odd.
It's different. There's a strike from Nicasio. Giants have done things backwards in the 5th and 6th. They got 2 runners on, but after 2 outs. Here's the 1-1. 2 balls and 1 strike.
A little bit high with the fastball. Look out. You know, one thing about the Pirates, they don't have a lot of dramatic defensive sets, but one thing they have consistently done is they've kept Marte, the left fielder, And he's been close to the line in left field.
Yeah, the whole series.
The whole series. Righties, lefties. He's kind of camped out over there. I mean, it's about 7 steps out of straightaway normal left field positioning.
And the walk.
And that's a mistake.
So here's Belt. Belt is 0 for 2 with a walk. He dinged himself with a foul ball in his last at bat, but he seems to be moving around okay. Posey to follow here in the 7th. Belt fouls it back and out of play.
He was trying to tie that game up right there.
He always is going to see a lot of fastballs in.
The whole world pitches him inside.
Yes, they do. And that's very high. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. For Clint Hurdle, the Pirates bullpen is empty.
And this is Nicasio's inning. Unless they have somebody throwing in their batting cage down in the tunnel.
Oh, teams don't do that.
Nah. Of course not.
1 ball and 1 strike. Nicasio sets. And he throws. And it's 1 and 2.
Nice tight little slider. Belt was not looking off speed there.
Buster Posey. Pagan opened up the inning with a walk. He's got his lead at first. And now Nicasio will step off. And a conference. 1 inning has done the Giants in this game. The 5th inning. So Belt behind in the count. And the pitch. 2 and 2.
Tried to backdoor another slider, and he didn't miss by a whole bunch on that outside corner. Casio's not paying a whole lot of attention to Pagan. Fryer wants another slider.
Got him.
So they try and backdoor, and this is a little bit higher. It just wraps right around, and in Belt's mind, that was not only outside, but it was up. Doesn't matter. That's a hat trick, and 2 of his strikeouts have been called strike 3s.
So here's Buster Posey. Buster has 3 hits today. And Pagan gets back. Posey lifetime against Nicasio 6 for 13 with 2 doubles and a home run. 1 ball and no strikes. Those are the numbers I just mentioned. Crawford on deck. And Crawford's hit him well. So if you're thinking about getting back into this game, the Giants, at least numbers wise, have the 2 guys that you want coming up. Posey in the box, Crawford on deck.
Two pitches to look at. Chance to get greedy right here for Buster Posey.
And he got underneath it.
Marte didn't see it.
And the throw to first is offline. And getting back is Pagani.
I think Marte did that on purpose. I mean, that's really no man's land. If you're the runner at first base, less than 2 outs, and you see a high fly ball go out to left field, I mean, you have to be able to position yourself. If that ball drops, you got to be able to get to second base. And right here, look, I don't know. You don't think he sees it, and then with his cannon arm, if this is a strike, he's out. And he may have baited him in right there.
Well, he's still trying to clear out his eyes.
Just a little bit offline, but that throw beat him back.
So
He's got a rifle.
Here's Crawford. And it's wide. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Crawford a double, a triple, and a grounder to second. Breaks his bat, and this will end the inning. Giants waste a leadoff walk through 7. It's 6-4 Pirates.
Today at 5 p.m. right here on CSN Bay Area. Guy Haberman will have on his panel of guests the always entertaining and insightful Tim Kawakami. Steve Moskowitz, he'll be there, and Matt Malko, one of our favorites. So check it out, Sports Talk Live tonight, 5 p.m. right here on CSN Bay Area.
So 6-4, Cantos is the new pitcher.
Take a look at his numbers. 45th game he's come into, 3-2 with a 2.53 ERA. Trying to keep things at -2.
Kane, Lopez, PV, Strickland, Cantos. Freeze. A base hit in his last at bat. He led off that 5th inning where the Pirates scored 6 times. He led off by getting hit on the leg. Tapped foul. It's 1-2. Jaso on deck. Pirates will head home. They've got a day off tomorrow, and the Giants, of course, will host the Mets.
Mets for 4. Giants trying to come back here and carry a little momentum into tomorrow's series. Got some work to do.
Two balls, 2 strikes. 3-2. Also nods to Buster Posey. And this is rolled to Crawford. Crawford has it. Crawford throws. 1 out.
So 3-2 challenge with a too soon fastball. Let your defense work for you. Hey, it's his first Giants game. Welcome. It's nice to see the home run king. Atta babe.
He was with the Giants for a long time, the home run king. Welcome back.
He's got the home run king wave down, I'll tell you that much.
Yes, he does. Here's Jaso.
Jaso very patient. See guys with mirrored sunglasses, and I think they're peakers.
Yeah, I know you do. Well, look, you kind of think maybe they're peaking, and then when you ask Jeff Kent, he said, "Oh yeah, that's why I wear them." Well, what would not make you think everybody was doing it?
Confirmed. And all they're trying to see is which side of the plate the catcher's sitting on. And all you have to see is the shadow of a catcher. If you know that he's sitting away, boom, that's what you do. You look away. Mirrored sunglasses. CHP officers and hitters.
2-2. Mercer is on deck. We're in the 8th inning. Three and 2. So Cantos now is going 3-2 to both hitters he's faced.
Well, the 3-2 payout pitch to Freeze was a sinker. We'll see what he chooses to throw here.
And the walk. So here's Mercer. Mercer has only been on base once, and that was a walk in the 5th. It was one of the 3 straight walks issued by Matt Cain. He's got power. And he rolls this one to Panic. Panic shovels to Crawford, and that's a double play. So, time for the offense to get it going. It'll be Pence, Panic, and Blanco. 6-4 Pirates.
And Sunday is Pixar Night presented by Monterey Bay Aquarium. That's right, the game has been changed to 5:05, so make that correction on your schedule. Your special event on Pixar Night will include a Finding Dory snow globe and a ticket to see the Giants take on the Mets. Go to sfgiants.com/special events and check it out.
So there's the new pitcher. It's Felipe Rivero.
56th time he has come in, 0-4 with a 3.92 ERA. Giants saw Rivero earlier this season with the Washington Nationals. Hard thrower.
I think they also saw Mike on Monday night. 2/3 of an inning. Gave up a hit, a walk, 2 strikeouts.
You see mid to high 90s with a fastball, slider, and a changeup. So the Pirates sending Mark Melancon, their closer, had 30 saves over to Washington. So you knew they were going to get something of quality, and what they got was a lefty who has got great stuff. Just a little over a year's experience. Just taking out that outside corner with the slider.
Gong is now at third, and Freese moves from third to first. Jaso is out of the game. And Pence dribbles it past Joe Panic. Giants need a base runner or 2. Panic fights this one off, or make that Pence fights it off. It stays at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Down low. 2-2.
Joe Panik getting ready. He loves hard throwing lefties with a good hard slider, as all left-handers would do, right?
Oh. Uh-oh. Hunter Pence. Having some insect bothering him at the plate. It's 2-2. 3-2.
Fans getting into it. They want a leadoff hitter to get on base and start things out.
Tapped right back to the pitcher. 1 out. So that got in on the hands of Hunter Pence, and here's Panik. Joe Panik today has bounced out twice, and he's hit a fly ball to center field. There's Sergio Romo headed down to the bullpen. Gregor Blanco to follow. And a strike right down there at the outside corner at 98. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
That's quality 1-0 pitch right there. That'll take away a lot of count leverage. I mean, that's a perfect pitch at high velocity. Tip your cap. Just be thankful it's not the 3rd strike.
Tried to do it again. That time he just missed. One out, nobody on. Giants trail by 2. Foul back. 2-2. So a high fastball from Rivero, and Panik shoots it to the backstop. Gregor Blanco waiting in the wings. And the 2-2. So another full count.
Rivero, 26 years old, just turned it.
Giants have a base runner here in the 8th.
Last 4 innings now, Giants have got at least 1 walk from the Pirates.
Yeah,
I mean, that's been the offense. Had a couple of singles to go with it, but they have not been able to score the walk so far. So hopefully this one will be a little bit different.
So Trevor Brown is going to hit. Brown is going to hit for Blanco.
And he will be ready for a first pitch fastball.
And a swing and a miss. No balls and 1 strike.
So he 96'd him on the first pitch just to introduce himself. pretty straightaway defensively in defense of Trevor Brown.
This little pop-up is going to be just out of the reach of David Freese. Brown really didn't hit it high enough for Freese to have any time to get underneath it.
Brent Hurdle telling David Freese, just sort of flare your glove out there. You may find a gift. You never know.
Throw it out there.
See how you do.
0-2 to Brown. Adrianza on deck. Stays alive. Brown at 259. Got him.
Wrap that breaking ball around that outside corner. And that's a generous strike. So disappointing at bat for Trevor Brown. And take a look at how wide this thing swings. He was setting that inside target. And Fryer has to come across his body to go back to catch that thing. So a rough at bat.
So here's Adrianza. Adrianza on a half swing, no balls and 1 strike. Disappointing at bat last night for Adrianza. Tying run at third with only 1 out, and he had a little pop up. Span bounced out, and that was the ball game.
Yeah, that was amazing what happened there.
It happened so fast.
Intentional walk, ball 1, timeout. Hey, let's pitch this guy. Pop up, ground ball, game over. Let's go have something to eat. And that literally is how it went down.
Nunez is on deck. This will be pitch number 22 for Rivero. On the ground, side retired. So we'll go to the 9th. 6-4 Pirates. After Giants postgame live right here on CSN Bay Area. See the reaction to this game. We get Matt Myelker's reports from Denver. And Team USA men's hoop takes on Argentina. So 6-4 Pirates here in the ninth.
New pitcher now will be the right-hander Sergio Romo. Romo coming into his 22nd game. He is throwing with the best stuff that he's had all year. 16 strikeouts and 16 2/3 against 3 walks.
And here's the catcher Eric Fryer, and he takes a pitch down low. 1 ball and no strikes. Span is now in center field. And a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Patrolling the cove. Here's the 1-1 to Fryer. And Fryer with a swing and a miss. 1-2.
Just kind of a lazy day out of the cove.
Got him.
So the slider to payoff pitch. And Romo, another strikeout.
Kind of a lazy day until the 5th, and then it got weird.
And it got weird. Low strike, you bet. Sergio Romo not giving it back. Pitcher strike.
Here's Gong, who came in the bottom of the 8th. Now facing Romo, and the pitch is down low. 1 ball and no strikes. Good breaking ball to even the count for the Giants in the bottom of the 9th. It'll be the top of the order. So the Giants have that to at least hang their hat on before we get to the bottom of the 9th. It's a 1 ball and 1 strike. Runs it in. 1-2.
And he's carving that strike zone up right now with 2-seam fastballs and sliders. Inside always sets up outside.
Way outside. 2-2.
Staying away.
Got him.
Maybe not. How about front door sinking it? Gong freezes on the slider on the inside part of the plate. Set the outside target. Here she comes. Wrap it right around. Yeah, it's close enough. See ya.
We've seen a few close enoughs in this game. Here's Harrison.
It has definitely been a pitcher strike zone for a lot of this game, which is why the 5th inning is such an unusual inning. Matt Cain, 3 walks in that inning and a hit batsman, and they all scored.
And a strike to Harrison. Harrison is 0 for 3. And a sacrifice fly in that 5th inning. Out of play. It's 0-2. Omo rubs up a new baseball. Watson getting loose. Probably is loose.
Watson's going to face the top of the Giants order in the bottom of the 9th.
Outside, 1-2. Over 41,000 here today. Little pop up, and it's going to fall. And Harrison's going to go for 2, and he makes it. So it'll be a double for Harrison, and that'll bring up Marte.
So just a little bloop. As soon as Harrison sees this is going to drop, I mean, he is all over it, thinking second base. Zero hesitation. Right about here, he starts kicking it in. And he is quick. So a hustle double.
Here's Marte. Marte is 0 for 4. So no balls and 1 strike. That's where if you're Hunter Pence, you need a bunch of people yelling at you to let you know that that guy is going for 2. Foul off the end of the bat. Oh, 2.
Sergio Romo trying to make it so it doesn't matter here. You know, 0-2 on everybody. He's right. I mean, he can X both corners. Go either side of the plate with the slider, and he can go either side of the plate with the 2-seam fastball. And that 2-seam fastball is a fastball he learned at the big league level.
And he got him, and that'll end the inning. Top of the order coming up.
that means it is time to bring on the closer. And the closer for the Pirates, Tony Watson. Coming into his 54th game, he assumed the closer roles when the Pirates traded Mark Melancon off to the Washington Nationals. So for Watson, 6 saves converted, 2.65 ERA, 44 strikeouts in 51 innings. You're going to see a low to mid-90s fastball. He's got a hard slider and changeup. Good command on all 3 of those pitches. And he will face the top of the lineup for the Giants.
And Eduardo Nunez will step up. He's 0 for 3. And he takes a strike on the inside corner. Nunez has not had much luck agreeing with Doug Eddings today.
Well, in his last at bat, he got rung up on a pitch that he thought was outside. And here, I mean, strike 1 was up and in. So a generous strike for a pitcher. So what it means is that if you're Nunez or any other of the Giants hitters, you can't trust the strike zone. Especially if you get down the count, you've got to protect. You have to be more aggressive.
And a bunt attempt foul.
Gone to third base when he played back, so Nunez saw an opportunity.
Yeah, that's your one shot. Especially if you got a strike, 1 strike, and now it's 1 and 2, and now you do have to be really careful with pitches you take. Foul back. Madison Bumgarner tomorrow. Against Jacob deGrom. One and 2 to Nunez. And that pitch is high.
Easy take there. Pagan getting ready. But this is where you really had a disadvantage. After the first strike was called a strike and you didn't agree with it. Now you're in a 2-strike hole here. You've got to cover it. And every other corner.
And again, it's out of play.
And if you're Tony Watson, I mean, you don't even think the middle of the strike zone. You just think corner. Let your movement fall away out of the strike zone. He's got to cover it. Trying to go back in that same location. He got strike 1. So to Nunez's credit here, he's run the count full.
Three-two pitch. And it's out of play.
Fight to see another. Pitch going to be number 9. Die hard. That's the motto right now. Down 2.
Well, an easy take.
An easy take and a great at bat.
Fouled off the good pitches, took the bad ones. So here's Pagan. Now Pagan has been on base 3 times. With Belt on deck and then Posey. No balls and 1 strike. So Watson comes back after walking Nunez and jumps out in front. 0-1.
And Pagan did not like that call. He thought it was inside.
Evens the count at a ball and a strike. Pagan's hits were a double in the first, and he had an infield hit in the third. He walked in the 7th. For 1-2. Good speed at first for the Giants, but Nunez not going anywhere. Not down by 2.
Now Watson's getting to the 2-strike count, but he's just not able to make much of an attractive pitch. It just isn't that inviting. And they're pretty easy takes.
Mr. Posey in the hole. It's 2-2. And another full count.
Brandon Belt would love to hit with 2 on and nobody out.
Into center field, and it's going to fall. So indeed, Belt is going to hit with 2 on and nobody out.
And right now, Watson is not throwing with a lot of confidence. So Eric Fryer, the catcher's coming out to try and pump him up a bit. Set the table last night and got out of a jam with 2 on, 2nd and 3rd with 1 out in a 1-run ball game. And here he's backed himself into a corner. And the Giants have opportunity.
Belt is 0 for 3, 3 strikeouts and a walk. They're going to foul out of the glove of Fryer. It's 0-1.
Right at him with 93.
Bell 2 for 5 lifetime against Watson with 3 strikeouts. Foul back, another again 2.
Another 2-strike count.
The Giants have good speed on the bases. Hit to right field, and the bases are loaded with nobody out. He just hooked it over the infield. And here's Buster Posey.
What a great 2-strike at bat from Belt. Ball was up, outside corner. There's the hook you're talking about. Oh yeah, he's feeling it. So Ray Sears is going to come out and he's going to be real quick with this one. He's going to say, hey, you got out of it last night. I want to see how you're going to do it today.
Buster Posey has faced Watson 3 times in his career. He's 1 for 3. A walk and back-to-back singles. Crawford is after Posey. And then Pence. Bullpen is quiet. Watson has thrown 18 pitches.
Yeah, and Watson's going to have to get in that strike zone early. And Posey's going to be sitting on it.
So here we go. It's Buster Posey at the plate with nobody out. 1 ball and no strikes. Nunez, Pagan, and Belt. Cap slowly. That's 1. Got him. Coming in to score is Nunez. Moving over to third is Pagan. It's a 6-5 game with Crawford coming up.
So a disappointing swing of the bat for Posey. The Giants 2 inch closer. But now Brandon Crawford's going to have to hit with 2 outs and a runner at third.
Crawford 3 for 7 in his career against Watson.
And he's simply going to try and pick up Buster Posey right here.
And a strike, and it's 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. So Pagan is your tying run. He's at third. Crawford in a battle. Out of play, and we'll do it again.
Once again, Watson on top of the hitter, 0-2. Getting 2 strikes on the hitter has not been a problem for him in this inning.
One and 2.
Good take.
One and 2 to Crawford. And a little flare down the left field line. This is going to be foul and uncatchable. And we'll do it again.
Got a man making a play. All right. There you go. Gets it. He knows the rules. There's your reward. That a bit.
One ball and 2 strikes. Foul back. We'll do it again.
It's just been really hard for Crawford to get the barrel head on anything Watson's throwing up there.
And another 1-2 pitch. Here it is to Crawford. And it's outside, 2-2.
That's not an easy take. Sweeps that big breaking ball way wide. Crawford in the protect mode.
And a little pop-up. Center field, and that's the ball game. So McCutchen puts it away. And the Giants end up dropping game 3 of this 3-game series. They had an opportunity in the 9th, and once again they fell short.
Well, and it winds up being another 1-run loss. That's 8 of them in the 21 losses that they've had since the second half started, in a very frustrating way when you consider they had the bases loaded and nobody out, and the double play just sort of took the steam out. So you regroup.
All right, final score: Pirates 6, Giants 5. Thanks for joining us. Stay tuned. East Giants Post Game Live with interviews, and the wrap starts right now.